way, all the way. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Hi, my name's Rosie and I'm 51 years old. So I wanted to film a little video today just to talk about the importance of weight training for women, especially women in my age group who are going through perimenopause or menopause. I've started training in my early 20s. I started weightlifting, so I used to train with a bunch of bodybuilders who, it was an amazing time. And a lot of PBs at the time, got super strong with them. And then I started doing martial arts when I was 27. Over the years, I've also done Olympic weightlifting, which was amazing. I also really loved that. And then in my 40s, life just kind of hit and just lots of things started going wrong with my health. And so I just thought it was time, really important for me to look after my health. So training when you've got perimenopause, you just need to be really mindful of what you're capable of doing and not pushing yourself too hard. Also, nutrition is a really important part of that as well. So making sure that you get enough protein, getting enough carbs, and also healthy fats. So I think one of the things that women get told over the years is like, to be the best person of yourself, you have to shrink yourself to nothing. And that means starving yourself, doing endless hours of cardio. I think what I really love seeing now is that a lot of women are lifting weights, and they're lifting heavy weights, which is really great. So especially when you have got perimenopause or you're menopausal, and you're at risk of things like osteoporosis, and we lose a lot of muscle. So it's really important that we can keep training to be as strong as we can and be as healthy as we can. I think for me, how I look physically, yes, that's a bonus, but I'm more concerned about my mobility, being able to walk, being able to, get upstairs, being able to run, being able to lift things. Just, I'm also really stubborn. I refuse to do 2 trips with the food shopping from the car. I will load myself down with all the bags. So I do it in 1 trip. So again, that's another benefit of weightlifting, is that you don't have to do multiple trips to the car and back. I think for women who don't know where to start, there's a lot of fear mongering about perimenopause and menopause, and a lot of women are really frightened about it. I also have symptoms. The brain fog is really difficult. For some reason, I just keep getting very itchy ears, but apparently that's also a thing. My eyesight, again, is also I have challenges with that. And there's also a whole multitude of other things. And I think there's about 39 symptoms linked to perimenopause, and I have about 25 of those. And what's really important is how we frame the way we look at menopause and our health in our later years. It's like, rather than being scared about it, do what you can to educate yourself, but also don't be afraid to listen to your own body. So, if you want to go out and do CrossFit, that's fine, but just because someone else is doing it doesn't mean it's right for you. So pay attention to what your body's telling you, be kind to yourself, and just don't be afraid to go out there and get started.
Yeah, so I think it's really important when anyone starts lifting weights is that they just start off with a low weight, find out what your base strength is, start with that base level, keep lifting there, and then progressively increase your weights as the weeks go by and you feel stronger. Once the weights start feeling too light for you, then, go up a couple of kgs. So when I first started training last September, my leg press personal best was 50 kgs, and today I managed to do 155 kgs. So it's all about being consistent and just believing in yourself, but also knowing when you can push and when not to push. Women especially, we also need to adapt our training depending on where we are in our menstrual cycle. Yes, guys, I'm going to gross you out. I said the word menstrual. So one of the things that Rosie and I became friends with is our love of boxing and martial arts.
That was what it was.
Yeah, and that was 10 years ago.
I quite like the older. There's this guy that used to box at our gym, and he was tiny.
Yeah.
When he got in with a lot of the heavier weights, the only way you could really catch him was to just slug the shot over.
Oh, really?
And he'd wait for it.
Yeah,
It was so
like
tiny.
the overhand.
Yeah, so he literally was like that, And then he'd just,
Oh, nice.
but if he caught people with it,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
obviously, it used to piss them off.
Oh, really?
Because they could keep him away at range.
Yeah.
So he just,
Yeah.
he was trying
Oh,
to
nice. That's
but
really
I like
nice.
sometimes just throwing it, like being like, boom, boom, and then stepping off to the side and slugging it over.
Yeah, because it's like if you're doing a peekaboo,
Yeah.
and then just a bang,
That's it, yeah.
bang.
You slightly peekaboo it
Yeah.
on the slug and
Yeah.
then come straight over.
Nice.
Boom, boom, slug under.
Yeah, so I think it's like mobility, for example, that's really, really important. You know, having full range of movement or as much range of movement as possible, especially in your joints. You know, I also do yoga as well 2-3 times a week to supplement my weight training, because I think it's really important, you know, that I am still have some flexibility, because sometimes, you know, my joints and things can have a habit of locking up and being quite painful. So doing mobility stretches every day is really important. Functional training, again, really important. But also just kind of like knowing how to use your body and use it effectively in a way that, you know, you feel good about moving, so you don't feel awkward, you don't feel stiff, etc.
Just a little bit of, you know, release a bit of anger every now and again.
Okay.
So pay attention to what your body's telling you, be kind to yourself, and just don't be afraid to go out there and get started.